The hospital gala invitation arrived 3 weeks before the event. Elegant script on cream cardstock announcing St. Luke's Medical Center annual fundraising gala. My mother called the same day. Courtney, did you get the invitation? I'm chairing the volunteer committee this year. We need extra servers for the bar. Can you help? I was lying on my couch, a heating pad on my chest where my port had been placed 2 days earlier. The incision still throbbed. Next week I started my first round of chemotherapy for stage 2 breast cancer. I was 30 years old. Mom, the gala is the week after my first chemo. I don't think I'll be feeling well enough. Oh honey, chemo isn't as bad as people make it sound. My patients go through it all the time and they're fine. Besides, it's just serving drinks for a few hours. You'll be sitting most of the time. I don't know. Courtney, I've been a nurse for 30 years. I know what chemo does. The first round is always the easiest. They told guests she's fine enough to help. And this gala is really important for my reputation. All the department heads will be there. I need you to show up, not hide at home feeling sorry for yourself. That's not fair. What's not fair is me working my entire career here and my own daughter won't support me for one evening. The gala is October 12th. Wear something black and professional. I'll see you there. She hung up before I could argue. I stared at the invitation. October 12th. 5 days after my first chemotherapy infusion. My oncologist, Dr. Nina Alvarez, had explained that side effects typically hit 72 to 96 hours after treatment. By day 5, I'd likely be experiencing nausea, fatigue, bone pain, and immune suppression. But my mother, Lisa Morrison, RN, BSN, nurse supervisor in pediatrics, had decided I'd be fine. That I was exaggerating. That I should serve drinks at a fundraiser while recovering from chemotherapy. What my mother didn't know was that I'd kept my job title private. They knew I worked at St. Luke's in hospital administration. They assumed I was a scheduler or records clerk. They had no idea I was Courtney Morrison, Director of Clinical Research and Grants Management. That I oversaw all research studies, managed pharmaceutical relationships, and reported directly to the Chief Medical Officer. That Dr. Nina Alvarez, my oncologist, was also the Director of Oncology Services and the keynote speaker at the upcoming gala, speaking about breakthroughs in breast cancer treatment, funded by grants I'd helped secure. My first chemotherapy session was October 7th. Dr. Alvarez personally administered the infusion in the oncology center's private treatment rooms. How are you feeling about this? She asked as the nurse accessed my port. Terrified. That's normal. She reviewed my protocol. You're getting dose-dense ACT. 4 rounds of adriamycin and Cytoxan every 2 weeks, then 4 rounds of Taxol. It's aggressive but effective. My mother thinks I'll be fine to work the hospital gala 5 days after this infusion. Dr. Alvarez's expression flickered. I'm sorry, what? She's chairing the volunteer committee. She wants me to serve drinks. She said the first round is always the easiest and I'll feel perfectly fine. Courtney, you'll be at your nadir, your lowest blood counts, 5 days post-chemo. You'll be immunocompromised, likely nauseous, possibly running a fever. The last place you should be is at a crowded event serving drinks. She's a nurse. She thinks I'm exaggerating. Your mother is Lisa Morrison? Pediatric nurse supervisor. Yes. Dr. Alvarez was quiet. Does she know your cancer stage? Your treatment protocol? I've tried to tell her. She says she sees cancer patients all the time and they're fine. That I'm being dramatic. You have HER2 positive breast cancer. It's aggressive. You're getting some of the strongest chemotherapy available. This isn't being dramatic. This is fighting for your life. The infusion took 4 hours. By the time I got home I felt okay, just tired. Day 2 almost normal. Day 3 the nausea started. Day 4 I couldn't leave the couch. Day 5, the day of the gala, I woke up with a fever of 100.8, body aches and nausea so severe I couldn't keep water down. I called my mother at 9 a.m. Mom, I can't make it tonight. I have a fever and I'm really sick. Courtney, you committed to this. I told everyone my daughter would be helping. You're going to make me look bad. I have a fever. Dr. Alvarez said if I get a fever during chemo I need to go to the... A low-grade fever is nothing. Take some Tylenol. I've seen cancer patients work through worse. Her voice hardened. You're coming to this gala. You will show up, you will serve drinks, and you will stop being selfish. Do you understand? Mom. 6 p.m. Don't be late. She hung up. I sat on my bathroom floor, too nauseous to stand. My phone buzzed. Dr. Alvarez, how are you feeling today? Any fever or concerning symptoms? I called her. Dr. Alvarez, I have a fever. 100.8. My mother is insisting I come to the gala tonight and serve drinks. Courtney, you need to come to the ER. A fever during chemo is a medical emergency. You could have neutropenic sepsis. My mother said it's nothing. Your mother is wrong. And if she's pressuring you to attend a public event while you're febrile and immunocompromised, she's demonstrating dangerous medical judgment. Come to the ER now. I spent 6 hours in the ER. Blood cultures for antibiotics, fluids. My white blood cell count was 0.8, dangerously low. Dr. Alvarez admitted me overnight. You have neutropenic fever, she explained. Your immune system is essentially gone. If you'd gone to that gala, you could have picked up infections your body couldn't fight. You could have ended up septic. My mother said cancer patients work through worse. Your mother is practicing outside her scope and specialty. She's a pediatric nurse, not an oncology nurse. And telling an immunocompromised patient with fever to attend a crowded event is medical negligence. My mother called at 7 p.m. right when the gala was starting. I didn't answer. She called 4 more times. Finally, a voicemail. Courtney, where are you? You've humiliated me in front of the entire hospital leadership. I will never forgive you for this. I deleted it and went to sleep. The next morning, Dr. Alvarez came during rounds. Your fever is down. White counts are still low but stable. I'm discharging you with oral antibiotics and strict rest instructions. Thank you for making me come in. Courtney, I need to tell you something. Last night at the gala, I gave my keynote presentation on breast cancer treatment advances. Part of that included discussing chemotherapy side effects and proper patient education. Okay. I used a de-identified case study. A young woman with her 2 positive breast cancer pressured by family to attend a public event 5 days after dose-dense chemo, despite being febrile and neutropenic. I explained how dangerous that was. How it showed fundamental misunderstanding of cancer treatment, even by healthcare professionals. My stomach dropped. Dr. Alvarez. I didn't name you. But I mentioned the family member was a nurse supervisor at St. Luke's who dismissed chemo side effects as dramatic and insisted cancer patients work through worse. She met my eyes. Your mother was in the audience. So was the chief nursing officer, the CEO, and the entire nursing leadership. What happened? Your mother approached me after. She was angry. Said I was talking about her daughter and she had every right to expect you to honor commitments. I told her that her daughter was currently admitted to our oncology floor with neutropenic fever because she tried to honor that commitment despite being dangerously ill. She must have been furious. She was. Until the chief nursing officer pulled her aside and informed her she'd be meeting with HR and the nursing ethics committee to discuss her understanding of chemotherapy protocols and patient safety. They're investigating her? Courtney, your mother publicly demonstrated that she doesn't understand basic oncology care. She pressured an immunocompromised, febrile patient to attend a crowded event. If she's making these judgments about her own daughter, what judgments is she making about her pediatric patients? A week later, I received a call from the chief nursing officer. Courtney, I wanted to update you on your mother's situation. The ethics committee met yesterday. And Lisa Morrison has been suspended from clinical duties pending completion of mandatory continuing education in oncology nursing and chemotherapy protocols. Her supervisor position has been revoked. When she returns, it will be as a staff nurse, not in leadership. You demoted her? The committee determined that someone who doesn't understand neutropenic fever dangers, who pressures immunocompromised patients to attend public events, and who dismisses serious side effects cannot be trusted with supervisory responsibilities. She'll need 200 hours of continuing education before returning to patient care. That evening my mother called. Courtney, are you happy now? I lost my supervisor position. I'm suspended. Everyone knows what happened. My career is destroyed. All because you couldn't tough it out for one evening. Mom, I had a fever. I was neutropenic. I ended up admitted. You're always so dramatic. I've been a nurse for 30 years. I know real medical emergencies. You had a little fever and used it to embarrass me. I had neutropenic sepsis. I could have died. You're exaggerating. Cancer patients live normal lives. You're just weak. Mom, I have aggressive breast cancer. I'm getting the strongest chemo available. Dr. Alvarez humiliated me at the gala. You gave me bad medical advice. You told me to take Tylenol for a chemo fever and serve drinks at a party. I was trying to teach you not to be a victim. I'm not a victim. I'm a patient. And you should understand the difference. My voice broke. I'm fighting for my life and you're worried about your reputation. Silence. Then, if you'd just shown up, none of this would have happened. I hung up. I completed all 16 rounds of chemotherapy. Each was brutal. Dr. Alvarez supported me through every appointment, every complication. My mother returned to work after 3 months, reassigned to a different unit, no longer in leadership. She never apologized. She sent one text when I finished treatment. Glad you're done. Hope you learned something. I had learned something. I learned that medical professionals can be as dangerous as disease when ego overrides expertise. That surviving cancer was easier than surviving family who refused to believe I was sick. 1 year later, I stood in that same ballroom, not as a servant but as an honored guest. Dr. Alvarez presented research on her 2 positive outcomes. I'd secured the grant funding. She invited me on stage as a patient advocate and survivor. This is Courtney Morrison, Dr. Alvarez announced. Not only a cancer survivor but our director of clinical research. The person who made this work possible. The room erupted. I saw leadership standing clapping. I didn't see my mother. She wasn't there. But I was. I'd survived.